think I've got to go. Yeah, no. Yeah. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. You didn't either.
Jay, who are you on the phone to?
It's my mum. She's got the gout again, and
Jaden, are you serious? Again?
there is no fury without the fish. Devilfish have become a little bit of a mainstay in the changing meta that we're seeing evolve in Arcs of Omen. And while there's arguments for still running crisis suits and honestly a lot of room for us to innovate and look at what's working after a few of the adjustments and nerfs, Devilfish have made a statement with a number of good placings all across tournaments around the world. So, in order to use them effectively, you need to know their tricks and you need to know why people are taking them. So let's have a little bit of a deep dive into that, shall we? Before we get started, we are running a giveaway for January. We are giving away a $50 voucher to Irresistible Force as a sponsor of this channel. Go and check them out in the link down in the description. In order to be eligible for this giveaway, stick around to the end of the video for some details. A note for everybody, any of my patrons get access to an additional giveaway where we give away $50 to Aussie Wargaming, which give an enormous 25% off everything GW. If you'd like to be eligible for that and for other details about how to support me, stick around to the end of the video where I will be acknowledging all of those wonderful, wonderful chassuis and chassos. Okay, so here we are again on the studio table. I hope you enjoyed the cold open. It's the first time we've done something like that, and honestly we had a lot of fun filming it and coming up with ideas. Love you, Reptar. So, let's get into why Devilfish are into the meta. And it starts with their data sheet. They are an incredibly versatile unit. They're a dedicated transport, which means that they bypass the rule of threes. So, like our troops, which also bypass rule of threes, if we take 5 units of breaches, we can take 5 units of Devilfish. Now, we don't always see people going that extravagant with the Fish of Fury, but there's a reason for it. If we are in Montcar, they get to make a pre-game move of 9 inches. This 9-inch pre-game moves means that if we rip Montcar at the start of the game, we are going an enormous distance. And let me show you an example of exactly what I mean by that. So what we have here is an example where I have set up our deployment zones. Now, a 9-inch pre-game move, if we know that we are going first, let's say that's a scenario. That is a very, very common one for pulling the trigger on Montcar if it's a favorable matchup and there's something we can achieve by doing it. Don't let me saying any of this give you advice on matchups or whatever else. I'm just setting an example here. So, if I want to go that 9 inches, that puts the front of this in line with this building. Now, in our turn, we get a 12-inch move. So, the back of his engine gets over to the other side there. Cool. And I really should be using a fully painted Devilfish that's, complete and has all of its parts, but hey, I've been a basic bitch for most of my time playing. Why not continue the trend now? So, we have just moved there. Now, there you may be familiar with a stratagem that is usable by the Devilfish called Combat Debarkation. For those unfamiliar, during your Montcar window, you are able to debark for 1 CP 3 Devilfish that have moved. If you take Cao Yun, however, during turns 3, 4, and 5, you can debark 3 during that window. So, it gives you an opportunity to get maximum value out of Devilfish moving, piling out breaches and pathfinders and whatever else, and shooting or doing actions or doing whatever as part of that window. If you're outside of your window, turns 4, 5 for Montcar and turns 1 and 2 for Cao Yun, you can still debark 1 Devilfish. So in this example, I'm going to focus on the 1, but eventually I will get to the other 2 and I'll show you what a board can look like with a Devilfish that's just done that. Now, as per normal debarkation rules, we have 3 inches that a unit can get out wholly within. Sorry, bud, rip. Yeah, by James Workshop rules, you are now actually dead and count as destroyed. Alright, so we get out 3 inches. They must end wholly within 3 inches of the transport. So, if I'm going out to here, that is my furthest forward model, and everybody else is behind him. Now, I'm not going to pile out the whole 10-man squad because that'll take ages, but let's say 10 man's out on the board. They then get to make their normal move of 6 inches. Let's say we want to jump onto this terrain and touch so we can see through, and we also have OBSEC on that point. Now everybody piling around, we then, in turn 1, have access to this back castle. And that is an incredibly aggressive maneuver that we can do. There's also another use of it. If we were to do the action aerospace targeting relays, a very, very common secondary, we can do the same thing. Look at where we are on the board. If we were to do it from the side here, using this Devilfish, we pre-game move 9 inches. Back of my engine is able to go there. I then, on my turn, make my move. Now, let's say I want to be a bit more. I want to be a bit more strategic. I'm not exposing everything. I'm not giving everything away. I just have my Devilfish tuck into this obscuring terrain and have my breaches get out here. You only need to be within 6 inches of the aerospace targeting relay. So my lead guy is going to be about here. And they're all going to tuck around there. This aerospace targeting relay is now done. Turn 1. I have a commander. Do my back one. That's 2. That's 6 points. I have this Devilfish repeat the same thing. Tucking into these crates, hiding himself as best he can, having the fire warriors get out there. Now, unfortunately, on this map, and I chose this one for a reason, this is one of the few maps where we are unable to get to our furthest aerospace targeting relay. Unfortunately, with the movement, even with Pathfinders that can move 10 inches, we are unable to do it. But having said that, in a game where we have just scored 9 points turn 1, if we took decisive action, which I highly recommend a lot of people do, depending on your matchup, we control 1, 2, and 3. Oh, actually, no, sorry. We control 4, because we took this guy's off him with OBSEC. Half or more of the objectives on the board. We have decisive action. We've scored 4 points, bringing us up to 19. So, in our turn 1, including paint score, we are sitting at 23 points. Not factoring in for your third secondary, not factoring in for what happens on the next one. He needs to clear this off, he needs to clear this off, and then start affecting his game plan. Now, if we weren't to go the aerospace targeting relays, this Devilfish is in line over here. All these breaches are sitting around here, looking right down there. Devilfish looking at them to shoot. Now, obviously, breaches aren't going to have a hope against the land fortress, but, you know, a man can dream. And then on the other side, because we're not doing the aerospace targeting relay there, in this example, we have this fella in line with him. And then we have all these breaches.
Is enough to get me to the boiling point.
To quote Mahatma Gandhi, in your shit.
Boiling point.
Obviously that was a little flourish, don't throw your models around like that, your opponent won't like it, it's not actually proper measuring, that is not the way to play tournaments. Stay safe. So, in this example, if we look at the board state, and forgiving me for throwing the breaches over there, but I'm trying to make a point.
Boiling point.
Look at how much of the board we are up on. He will be able to clap back, but we are about to have 60 shots from breaches go out. We are about to have 18, 16, 24 shots from accelerated burst cannons. Did I say 18, 16? That ain't maths. 8, 16, 24. Oh, it's been a long day. And then we're going to have a similar thing from the gun drones. And that's not even including all these big bastards at the back here who potentially get an angle with Riptide guns that are 72 inches, Railgun which is 72 inches, Seeker missiles and whatever else. That can make for an incredibly aggressive turn 1. That can be... I'm about to make the same joke in 2 videos in a row. Everybody. No, look at me, come here. Seriously. Well, hang on, I don't want to feel you breathing. I'm about to make the same joke 2 videos in a row, and I apologize for that. You know, I never started as a basic man, but there's something about settling down. This is a killing blow.
Boiling point.
I need a shower. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at what we would do in a Cao Yun situation. We're playing a little bit more steady. We're playing a little bit more slow. We need to outlast them and not give away precious resources before we are ready to do so. So, in this example, back to the deployment zone. You can see that I've gone a lot more conservative because of the sheer number of bodies that are on the board here. It's hard for me to hide everything. I'll also fully admit this is a very open board and I have been working with what I've got. Some of the ruins aren't as big as you would likely see on some of the bigger boards, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. And also, massive shout out to Mora Test Studios, which do commission painting. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. They're just a good mate of mine and do fantastic work. So if you want, look them up. I'll leave a link to their Facebook and their Instagram in the description. But they hooked us up with all of this terrain just out of the goodness of their heart. So seriously, Dan, you're a legend. Thank you so much. So, we are looking at Cao Yun, and in this scenario, let's look at the fast part of the Votan army that we've got on the other side. I know I'm using this, but I only own so much. Their bikes really want to get out, spring onto the board. They've got pre-game moves, they've got all that sort of stuff. So when we're going pre-game, now I always take exemplar of the Cao Yun, and this is kind of why. That I'm looking at this going, okay, I have stuff that's going to be pre-game moving. I know that my Riptide, I can jump, shoot, jump, but I'm going second here. I put him there, and I probably shouldn't have. I also had to put the Devilfish over here because there was nothing else, and if I went first, there was a chance I used a pre-game move to go forward, or they could get on the middle objective. That's not a good idea anymore. Okay, so because it's Cao Yun, I can redeploy. So what I'm going to do is, they're really fast, but I'm not scared of them threatening a Riptide particularly. So I'm just going to have him go back here. That's my first redeploy. So I put him in like that. This one, I'm going to put into Strat Reserve. I have no good place for him. He's going into Strategic Reserve. He's off the board as well as the 10 breaches that are inside. And honestly, I feel like they're going to get an angle on this guy. They'll be able to move. They'll be able to do everything. So the other Hammerhead coming off the board. Now, how does this relate to Devilfish? Well, we've just redeployed to protect them. We're in Cao Yun, so they don't get their pre-game move anymore. One thing that they do get, if we get into the game, and I've got bikes in the center, I've got them controlling every single part of this board. Land fortresses moved up, and they're not screening well. Hey. So, then what I'm gonna do, at the end of my first turn, going, okay, Votan's got the board. I don't think I have the weight of fire. I'm waiting for Cao Yun, I'm waiting for my explodes. I can still hold these two relatively well. I've got Riptides that can put in some work against the bikes, slow them down a little bit, but I don't want to lose the Devilfish. I don't want them to get an angle and kill them and then I can't score anymore. So, Devilfish have a second part of their data sheet, which in Cao Yun allows them to just get off the edge of the board. As long as they are near 9 inches away from any battlefield edge, and we are able to just pull it off the board and go into strategic reserves. So, we did the same thing over the other side. We're like, cool, there's a commander there, he can do whatever. This one, strategic reserves. Now, you might be looking at this and saying, well, Jay, you don't have a lot on the board. And that's true. There's not a lot of scenarios where I would take so much off of the board. But there are at least scenarios where I would do it. And when I do that, think about it from my opponent's perspective. He's looking at the board going, cool, I'm going to be able to score, I'm going to do whatever. I don't have a lot to shoot at. There's no little bits sticking out. Even when I move up, there's nothing for me to target. And I have to worry about all that sitting on the edge. I don't want a Hammerhead to come back here and just pop one of my fortresses or to pop my Sagittor. He's running forward and trying to get some distance. If somebody comes out here and shoots him in the butt, that completely bones my game plan. I don't want him to get access to my characters and my Hearthguard, which I wasn't popping the teleport turn 1 because he screened me out too well. He's been watching videos. Damn it!
What? No!
So, from my opponent's perspective, he's got stuff coming in off the board that he has to worry about. For us, we're looking at, okay, how do I bring them in and score and do all that sort of thing. And of course, when the Devilfish come back in, you can't use combat debarkation in order to get them out. It's unfortunately no doable. So that is a look at the 2 different ways that we can use Devilfish. And don't forget, throw in all the other things that I've been talking about in videos, in the Crude Hound videos. Move blocking. Imagine how obnoxious you can be with 3 of these bastards, with 30 dudes getting out, making it so that your opponent can never leave their deployment zone. Yeah, they'll kill them, yeah, they'll do whatever, but if you have things bounding up and taking the board, dealing damage while you're doing it, it's not like, these aren't like Crude Hounds, where they stand in front of them, they can't really do anything, and if you charge, it's almost suicide into everything but like servitors. These things can put some hurt down. If you spend a little bit of CP for reroll wound rolls and ignore light cover or whatever the case may be, give them a little bit of extra AP by having 2 units fire at one thing. Breaches can put in work. Obviously, dice are going to dice, but these aren't helpless. They're not something you throw away willy-nilly, and they're not something you expect to take down a solo knight or a demon prince. But at the same time, you can put them in positions where you can make characters the closest eligible target. Remove a threat before it's off the board. Make it so that he doesn't have that powerful buff or aura that he was relying on. There are so many things that you can do with these Devilfish, so many ways to win the game. And with them coming back in, and our next video will be reviewing one of the highest performing lists at Uprising, why everything has gone to such a flexible arrangement, where you have real, legitimate choices that you make at the start of the game, with how you want to run your secondaries, your scoring plan, and then when you make that tell-all roll of who goes first, actually choosing between Montkar and Kao Yun, and getting benefits out of both. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit more jokes and that sort of stuff. I want to make this as entertaining as possible. Hey guys, Jay from the future here for the details of the giveaway, because somebody forgot it. I'm not going to mention names, but you know, Chelsea dropped the ball. Like, let's not do that again, shall we? This is a professional operation. It's very high pressure, high price. So if you would like to be involved in the giveaway, all we need to do is follow the usual sort of procedures. This is for a $50 Irresistible Force voucher. So all you have to do to be eligible is like the video, be subscribed to the channel, and chuck a comment down below with your favorite way to use or defeat Devilfish. That's right, we're going to cater to the non-Tau players as well. So let me know in the comments section your favorite way to use Devilfish or your favorite way to beat them. Thank you very much to Irresistible Force, and I'm looking forward to doing this next set of giveaways. Just a quick note from our previous giveaway in December. We have had to trigger a redraw as the person that was allocated to has not contacted me or gotten back to receive their voucher. So the next winner, congratulations. I'll be doing the draw very, very soon, and I will get in contact with you. So, just for everybody's knowledge, when you go into these giveaways, make sure you keep an eye on your comment. Make sure you keep an eye on the notifications that you get. Just within YouTube, when you're on a desktop browser, I know phones are a little bit harder. But if I get into contact with you to try and get access to stuff, bear in mind, I will never ask you to click a link. I will never ask you to give me any personal information or anything like that. Literally all you're doing is emailing my business email. So if you get asked to do anything like that, I'm very aware that we live in a world with phishing and spam and all that sort of stuff. I will never ask you to go anywhere other than your own email account and just send one to my email account. So yeah. On screen now are going to be all of my patrons that are helping me do this and driving me forward. If you would like to join them, my patrons get access to behind the scenes content, videos that nobody else sees, videos 24 hours early before everybody else does see them. They get access to discounted coaching sessions, which if you think this is good information, imagine what you get when you spend a half hour, an hour one-on-one with me, asking any questions you want. Imagine how much better you will be able to get at this game with knowledge from somebody who is really, really passionate about this game and has had an excellent track record in the tournament circuit. So if you would like to find out all of the awesome stuff that people are getting access to from my Patreon, with so much more coming in the future, head to the link in the description. And also, last but absolutely not least, my chassos, Jesse, Chris, Zach, and Jacob. You guys are amazing. Thanks so much for being with me through all of this. I appreciate you so much. And hey, if Patreon isn't really your speed, but you think I did a great job and you want to buy me a coffee, there's a link down in the description. Look for the PayPal link, and anything that people throw at me is amazing. It drives me forward, and you just being here drives me forward as well. Thanks so much to everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you in the next one.